Welcome back to It's Good to Talk with Clients, and I'm delighted to be joined by Phil Ellerby from Northern Accountants today. Hi, Phil. Thanks very much for joining us.
Hey David, thanks for having us.
And Phil, if you wouldn't mind just kicking off by giving a brief introduction to you and Northern Accountants.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, I'm Phil Ellerby. Set up Northern Accountants in about 2008. Our sort of way that we work with clients is we look to do two things really. The main focus is around providing a full finance function. So that's everything from your day-to-day bookkeeping all the way through to making payments and credit control and basically giving every business the access to having a fully functional accounting department at their fingertips at a fraction of the cost. And then the other major side of that is around the personal sort of tax planning. So we call it legacy planning, to ensure that business owners are getting the most out of their business and making sure that they're prepared for the future in the most efficient way. And of course, everything else in between, such as tax returns, VAT returns, company accounts, all the statutory stuff that we must do.
Very good. Well, yeah, thank you very much
So
for
I think
that. That's great. And to dive into kind of first things first, let's get it out of the way. The pandemic, how's that changed the way that you're speaking with your clients? Do you and your team speak with them more regularly? With face-to-face meetings out the window. What communication channels do you lean most heavily on now?
So I mean, obviously, what the pandemic forced us into was obviously the use of video technology, which is something that we've wanted to do for a long period of time because, in my opinion, a lot of time is wasted with unnecessary travel, unnecessary pleasantries. If you come round for a meeting, you kind of feel you've got to, that meeting could be a 10-minute meeting, but someone might have driven an hour for that meeting. And you kind of feel you've got to dance around the houses a little bit. And as nice as it is to do that, at times, it's important to build relationships. Of course it is. But I think, at times you do need that functionality where you can just go in, out, and we're done and we can move forward. So video technology has opened up the doors to us massively to deal with our clients. It's also allowed us to change the way we work in the business. We've acquired a couple of practices over the years in different sort of geographical areas. And historically, what would have happened was if you was a client in that area, you would be assigned to a client manager that was in that area. But that didn't necessarily mean that the client manager had the right skill set for you, because obviously in accountancy the range is quite broad. We've got specialist management accountants, you've got financial directors, you've got technical tax people, you've got financial reporting people, and just because they have the term accountant doesn't mean that their skills are finely honed in every single area. So by being able to move to video call and being less geographically restricted, we've been able to assign the right client manager to the right client. Now, of course, that hasn't been to everybody's liking, but what it has done is it's actually strengthened the key relationships that we needed with the clients who were really engaged in delivering that, the understanding of the numbers.
Wow, that's fascinating, Phil. So the pandemic has kind of necessitated the shift to doing video meetings, which has been something you've been looking to do for a while, and actually a real benefit to you has been the ability to better match skills within the team to the needs of the client without being bound by geographical proximity.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the video access, it makes things so much quicker. You can get a quick answer to something. Again, people don't want to come in for a 5-minute meeting with the accountant where you've got to have a meeting to explain things on a sort of semi-face-to-face basis. It prohibits that. Oh, well, I'm a bit busy and I can't take half a day out my week to get things done. Okay. So what it's done is it's accelerated the progression through tasks and activities that needed doing. So it has, from that point of view, the pandemic has been a real sort of driving force to improving the sort of the communication channels that we have with our clients.
Interesting, fascinating. So yeah, catalyst both for like matching skills to the right clients, but also another accelerating progression through the tasks, because you don't need to have meeting as a one-size-fits-all interaction, even if it's just a 5-minute thing. Now people are much more comfortable doing that over video. Brilliant. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And have you always tried to talk to your clients regularly, or is this something that you think has changed in Northern Accountants and from your own perspective over the past few years?
I think if we're brutally honest, it's something we've always wanted to do. and we've always wanted to make more time for clients. And you go back 2 or 3 years, and we didn't have that time. The way we were structured, the way we were organised, it didn't allow us to do it. And over the last couple of years, we've been working quite hard to get ourselves into a position that would allow our sort of technical people to be more available to the clients, as opposed to being stuck behind a desk keying in numbers and things like that. So we've worked very hard to improve processes behind the scenes to make sure the right people are doing the right jobs, and that people with the technical and expert knowledge are available to the business owners, to the clients who need to draw on that information quickly and in a timely basis. So I think the pandemic has forced us into, has not forced us into it, but it's allowed us a little bit more time to put the structures and things in place. And like now what we've got is a systematic and automated process of scheduling those client contacts. So that'll range from some we will speak to twice a year, some we'll speak to 4 times a year, and some we will speak to 12 times a year. All depends on the client and the size of the client and the client's needs, and they're just automatically scheduled now. So that drives our excellence teams to make those appointments and to make sure that the work is delivered, to give our experts the time to sit with the client and give them the best possible advice. So it's been an exciting time for us, and we're really looking forward to it kicking in and really starting to see the benefits already.
Brilliant. And so alongside that, you talked about accelerated progression before through the task. Any other benefits that you've noticed for you as a firm as a result of being able to kind of, standardize and increase the frequency of client conversations?
Well, absolutely that. We've been able to standardise and the frequency of the conversation. So now it's systematic. So the way it all works is it drops onto a board. The meetings are organised. It goes into the diary. The diary's aware. The work is available in advance for the client manager to review. We assess quality records for our external clients to make sure that their bookkeeping's up to speed. We can then talk to the business owners about things that are troubling them within their business and their finances, and put that information in there. Although we're not business coaches, what we are there is to put the financial information in place for them to make the strategic decisions to grow their business. So exactly what you said there, it's standardized communication. So it's been, and the benefit is huge. Our uptake in management information is phenomenal, really, compared to what it was as compared to what is now, by just having communication with your client, talking about the problems, being able to explain how you can resolve those issues for them, just leads to an increased desire to pay attention to their numbers.
Nice. So you're seeing clients engage more with management information, and all other things being equal, they are able to run their businesses more successfully. So I'm assuming from that you've got more satisfied clients, you think, as a result of this?
Absolutely. Our client relationships have improved significantly. We are no longer distanced from them, and although we did have good relationships with our clients, did we have intimate financial relationships with them? Probably not to the level that we should have, and certainly not to the level that we have now. And again, the ability to contact people quickly and efficiently and on platforms, like this, just makes that transition so much easier. It builds the relationship, and it builds trust, and it builds rapport, and then ultimately it leads to improved performance for the clients, and then improved performance for us as well. Because the more we're able to provide, the stronger our fee base is, and the stronger our relationship is. So again, disengagements, retention has improved.
Interesting.
Just purely and simply because we have a rapport with people. We are, for want of a better phrase, almost like friends. You see them regularly. You talk to them. You know things about them. There'll be some instances where you know more about them than their partners do, because of what's going on and things like that. So there's lots of little things that you get to see, but you don't have that information if you're waiting on them to call you. I think there's a myth that the client sat there thinking, "Oh, and I'll just ring my accountant to see what he thinks." They do in some instances, but there's so many other things that by being at the forefront of the mind, you will have more conversations, and you can help them because you can draw on the experiences from all your other clients that you've engaged with. This person, they can pass work to one another. You can, this person did this in this situation. Have you thought about this? And again, there's not necessarily any benefit in it for you on a financial basis, but what there is the benefit for you on a relationship basis. And this business is all about relationships.
Fascinating. So as you're talking, Phil, it sounds a lot like it's enabled you to properly become a kind of virtual part of their team, versus a service provider potentially, and from that then flows through into much higher retention, and I'd assume much higher fees, right? Because you're better able to spot work and spot opportunities for you to help them as clients.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, it gives us the opportunity to see, having the conversations, you understand the frustrations and problems that they're facing within the financial function of their business. And, at the end of the day, we're experts in fixing those and putting solutions in. So we're able to do that very quickly and efficiently. And again, like I say, everything we do, it will generate more work for us. It generates more fees. It generates a better GRF. So everything goes towards everybody's happy because the client is getting the service that they want, not just the service that they thought they needed 12 months ago or they didn't even know existed. So again, it's very much about being able to present the right opportunities to clients for them to take up what's right for them.
Fascinating. Yeah, it's really, because people can often be, conversation, how do you quantify the value of increasing the frequency? But it comes through loud and clear from you that you've really seen the positive return on investment from being able to do that with your clients.
100%. 100%. By spending time with people, your relationship enhances, and and your expertise shines through, and they want to draw on that. And if they want to draw on that, then ultimately that comes along with a fee, and they're more than happy to pay that because they've got a relationship where they trust you and they know you're not just selling them the latest shiny object that you can make some money out of. This is about, you need this in your business right now. I'm not trying to sell you. It doesn't matter to me whether you take it. You need it, and we're the professionals. We're telling you this is what you need. Whether you take it up or not, it's up to you. But they trust your opinion. So it's like when you go to a garage, you don't tell them, well, don't fix the exhaust this time because it'll be all right. He's telling you it needs to be fixed. You trust him to fix it. So it's that kind of relationship, really. And I think, you've got to take ownership of that. And, we know best. You know best about fixing cars, and we know best about accounting functions. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Very good. And so that's been so illuminating. To kind of move on from that, over the last year, you'll have had to onboard a lot of clients remotely. Is there anything particular you've learned or implemented that has made that more effective? How you've guided new clients through particular workflows, for example?
Getting clients used to using video, and what we will do is if we will send out pre-communications for things we're going to need for meetings so people can be prepared. So that process has improved. If the client is having to do anything, so a simple one that always causes us a problem is getting a 64.8 signed.
Right.
Everyone always signs in the wrong box or fills in the wrong numbers or tries to fill in too much details that they don't need to fill in. We send it out electronically with an embedded video in saying, this is where you need to sign.
Nice.
Real simple, real straightforward, and it has saved so much time on actually getting a 64.8 and getting people in place and online. It is phenomenal the amount of time that's cut down just by implementing a 15-second video. Ignore the rest of the form, sign in this box here, and then they do. It's great. Same with the company formation. No questions about what shareholding is or what a director should be and who. This is what this is. This is what that is. This is what you need to fill in there. Put it there. End of it. We tell them once and it's in the video, and then everybody else can revisit it. So again, efficiency from time that the team's getting because they only have to explain it once because just forward a video, and clients are now used to looking at video.
Yeah.
Rather than writing a 3-page email about asking what a shareholder agreement is and the research that they've done on Google, it tells them in a 30-second video.
Yeah, nice. So standardizing it, almost Lego-like instructions. Very good.
Pretty much, yeah.
And in terms of your team, how do you encourage them to kind of talk to your clients more often?
Well, everything's about, they are interacting with the clients. We work in real time, so they need answers now. So picking up the phone, dropping a video, if they can't get on the phone, they'll do a quick video about what they're missing and why they need it. It's much easier than typing an email. And it's very much, hi, can you have a quick look at this video for me? Speak to you shortly. And then it comes back and it's done. And it's because it's so quick and it's easy to do, so the client, and they're incentivized to do that because they know the team now have got a vision of the full picture. Everybody is aware of their role within the organization and how it impacts on the end product. So it's not a case of, it doesn't matter if I don't get that invoice in for a fixed asset purchase. They know that actually it does, because one, it impacts on the management information and the fixed asset depreciation within zero. It then impacts the working papers, and then it impacts the year end. So there's the full sort of circle. The year-end accountants know they've got to get the accounts, the year-end journals into the accounts quicker, because again it impacts on the bookkeeping team and their facilities, what they need to do, and the management accounting team. So it's basically created a full flow. So by interacting with each other, they've got an internal customer mentality. I've got to get this right for them, so I need to speak to the client more, so because the client holds the wealth of information.
Amazing.
So it's just a natural thing that's been driven through. And of course, we do have the systematic approach where somebody has booked a call in my diary to ring ABC at 3:30 on Tuesday afternoon. It's booked in the diary. I haven't got a choice about it now. It's free in my diary, so that's what I have to do. Otherwise, I let the client down because they're expecting the call. So there is a degree of automation as well, which is, from my point of view, is particularly helpful.
Interesting. Brilliant. Well, look, thank you very much for sharing all of that, Phil. Lastly,
no problem.
This series is it's good to talk with clients and profiling the great conversations that elite accountants are having with their clients. Can you remember a particular conversation with a client over the last year that's been especially impactful?
Well, I've just come off one just now, actually, which is why I was a little bit late for this call. But no, there's an instance with a client of ours where their main finance person, for whom we didn't have going back 18 months, it was one of the clients that we acquired from 18 months ago. We didn't have a relationship with them. We didn't really know who they were. It was managed by one of our other client managers, which has subsequently left the business, and there was no rapport. We've had a conversation with them today, and their finance manager has had a heart attack. And thankfully he's recovering well. But what it's done is it's shown the frailties within their organisational structure and the fact that they're heavily reliant on one person. And subsequently, we've had a conversation today which has allowed them to put in procedures and processes, or planned procedures and processes that will allow them to prepare for these eventualities. So again, now they've got a finance function. Well, they will have when the mandates are signed with the banks and so on and so forth. They've now got this thing where this business can run financially without any involvement from their finance guys other than approval, and the board can do all that. So it's and that's just happened through having more conversations with their with the stakeholders within the business. And like I say, that's been 2 years ago they wouldn't have called us for that problem.
Interesting.
But they called us because we're having these continual because Phil and the guys can sort that out for me, and we have. And that's what we're able to do for people, and it's taken a massive weight off a lot of people's mind. And it's a charitable sort of entity. So again, these are people all work full time, or they're not necessarily, or they're retired, and they're not IT literate, not strong IT wise or anything like that. So again, just spending that little extra time with them, that the confidence to come, I'm going to go sort this out with these guys, and yeah, like I say, it'll make a massive difference to the information flow within their business and their trustee meetings. So that was quite a timely question.
Yeah, and I'm sure that must be a massive kind of peace of mind to everyone involved. That the organisation can kind of have a path to stability. So yeah, thank you very much for sharing that, Phil. And yeah, all your answers.
No problem
today. It's been fantastic to hear, and will be incredibly useful content for people to watch. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Hopefully you enjoyed that short interview. My name is Andrew Jordan. I am the CEO at Connect4. Please do book a demo. Click on book a demo, and we will love to talk you through our platform and to show it in action. And great to have you with us.